If you want more from your workouts, mobility is the key. This 10-minute mobility workout is perfect for postpartum women or anyone looking to optimize their workouts and their recovery. All you need is a mat. Let's get started.
Hey mamas, welcome to today's workout. We've got a 10-minute postpartum mobility workout to get you primed and ready for your workout or to cool down from a workout. Let's get started on our backs. We're gonna warm up the glutes and chest. So come on down, we're gonna take the feet close to the hips, we're gonna bridge. So lift the hips, come into a glute bridge, belly button pulled in towards spine and hold it. Now, I want you to interlace your fingertips, roll your shoulder blades together, and then open up that chest while you're here. So fingertips are interlaced, and you're rolling on to your triceps, trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together to get that chest really open. Squeezing the glutes same time, driving those hips up. Now, we're gonna switch the way you've laced your fingertips. So try to switch if you can go to the other side or the other, direction. That way we can really get that chest nice and open here, firing up those glutes, getting them primed and ready for our workout, and then just releasing tension in that chest. That feels good. Okay, we're gonna drop down carefully and roll onto our hands and knees. Now we're gonna come over and do a thoracic mobility stretch. So hands and knees, we're gonna take one arm up, so let's start facing front, and then we're gonna take that arm, thread it under, reach to the back. Let's do that again. So you can reach up and then thread it to the back. Alternatively, you can keep the fingers by your temples here and then just tuck to the back if you can't quite thread that arm under, if that's too much for you today. You're gonna find both sides of the body are different. So one side might feel really tight, and that's totally normal, but the good thing about this is we're gonna work each side individually so you can release tension in those sides you're tight in, which I know postpartum, a lot of times you're overactive in one side because you're carrying a baby, you're breastfeeding, rocking a baby, all of the postpartum demands. And so it's really important to balance everything out. Release here. Now we're gonna shift back, take a quick rest, come to child's pose. You can melt all the way down if you'd like more time to rest, but we're gonna move right to the other side. So let's thread that needle again, reaching to the back now, bringing that arm forward. So now you can see what it looks like from the other side. And again, you can also do fingers to temples. The goal here is not really the arms reaching, right? It's more about that thoracic rotation. So I'm trying to turn my chest to the front and then trying to reach my arm through to get as much rotation out of that T-spine as I possibly can. And it's so important for thoracic mobility, just for overall spine health, but again, especially postpartum, all those demands I listed previously, your spine just really needs some extra love. It's gonna be great for your posture, but also helping avoid common injuries and common just aches and pains. It shouldn't have to be uncomfortable to breastfeed and care for your baby, but oftentimes if we do things like this, mobility work, it's gonna help increase comfort so much. Okay, quick shift back, again, child's pose if you need. We're gonna move to a down dog with a heel pump. So hands under shoulders, we're gonna tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, and then find a comfortable position here with your hands, with your feet. Now, you're gonna feel tight probably in the back of your hamstrings and calves. So we're gonna pump those heels. So driving the heels down as we push the hips back. So every time we're also trying to push the hips higher, drop the heels lower, create openness in that back body. If you're a yogi, you've done this, I'm sure. I'm not a yogi, so don't criticize my down dog too much, but I am really tight in my hamstrings and calves, so I need stretches like this. And again, oftentimes that back body gets tight and weak because we front carry our baby a lot of times and tend to hunch forward, tend to carry that stress, that tension on the front. So it's really important to stretch out the back side of the body, give it some love. All right, releasing down, knees to the ground. Now come forward again, hands right over those shoulders. We're gonna come into a plank position, or you can take it to your knees if you need to. We're gonna do a bear squat. So hips go back, and then you shift forward into that plank or knee position. So you can come here, hips to heels, and then forward. Or you can come here, hips off the ground, drive into that plank. So this is gonna be a little bit more advanced, a little more pressure for the core. So if you're not quite ready for that, again, you can keep those knees on the floor and shift forward. Just warming up the back body here, warming up the hips and creating some fluidity. So good for getting ready for a workout, like I said, but also great to help the muscles kind of calm down after strength training or HIIT training or whatever you've been doing, or just to relieve tension throughout the day. Rest. All right, we're gonna come to our feet. Feet underneath the hips. Hands can be across your chest or down, reaching toward the floor. We're gonna do a good morning. So hips back, hinge forward, nice neutral spine, flat back, stand up. Little squeeze of the glutes. But I want you to think more mobility than you're really trying to work something here. You're not trying to strength train or do cardio. Think more about, how do I send that energy to my muscles to get ready for my next workout, or to relieve tension from my workout or from my day. I often find that doing things like this when I'm like sitting, or even if I've just been playing with my kids a lot or working on my computer, it helps me feel so energized. So think about that. You want to feel energized through these movements. It's not about getting a workout in necessarily. Although your heart rate may get up, mine is a little bit. Feels so good. Rest. All right, we're gonna move to a deep squat with a reach. So you're gonna take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. I'll show you from the front and then from the side. So you're gonna reach down, hinging from the hips like a deadlift. If you can touch the floor, squat. Drop your butt as low as you can without arching or rounding your spine. And then push back, extend your legs, stand up. So we hinge, squat, hinge, stand up. Now I'm gonna show you from the side. Hinge, squat. So you can see here, my chest is up, I'm low to the ground. If you don't have the flexibility to do that, just reach as far as you can and then come here, or you can leave the arms down, but you get the point. Go as low as you can. I kind of messed that one up. Oh well, it's real life, guys. You're gonna mess them up a little bit too, that's okay. And you can even at the bottom, use your elbows to pry your knees open too, and kind of create more mobility through the hips. Okay, we're gonna come to the back of our mat, do an inchworm with a rotation. So we're gonna crawl forward. This is a multifaceted movement. So we're gonna hinge from the hips, crawl forward, bring one leg forward, rotate to the front, bring that hand down, rotate to the back, and then take that leg back, crawl back through that inchworm. Let's do it again. That was one rep. Let's do it on the other side. So crawl, hinging from the hip, knees low to the ground, back foot comes forward, rotate toward the inner thigh, hand comes down, rotate toward the front, and then bring the foot back. So you're not gonna get as many reps in on this one, that's all right. Just do as many as you can. Again, creating energy, creating space, openness in the body. You can always do a longer timed interval if you need to as well, if you need more time to work any of these exercises. Nice. Okay, we're gonna move to staying on the floor, a deep runner's lunge, and we're gonna rock it forward and back to get the hamstrings and get those hip flexors a little bit more. So hands on the inside of the foot. We're gonna push forward, pushing that back hip toward the ground, and then shift back, hamstring stretch. So let's do that again. So rocking it forward, rocking it back. So you can see I'm kind of sliding my hands forward and back. Shoulders come over those fingertips, and then gently gliding the hands back. So I'm pushing my back hip, that hip flexor down toward the floor. You can even push your knee out if you want to open up that hip, and then dropping my butt to my heel in that back leg. If you cannot get quite as low, feel free to stay here. You can bring your hands gently on the thigh, come back here. You don't have to go quite all the way down. Just make sure you're not pushing on that kneecap. But if you can, touch the floor, get down. You can even go on your elbows if you're that flexible. I don't think I'll ever be there, but do what I can. All right, moving to the other side now. So you can see again, from this side profile, you can really see how I'm pushing this back, or this front hip now toward the floor. So pushing it down, sliding back, and that hamstring release. Again, so good for releasing hip flexors, which oftentimes are really tight because of the way we carry a baby, not just during pregnancy, but postpartum as well. And then just everyday life stuff, we get tight there. So we wanna open that up, and then same thing with hamstrings, get tight and weak, can be overactive, and so wanna release that tension there as well. All right, we are done. That's it for our 10-minute postpartum mobility workout. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're moving on to a workout, I've got plenty on my playlist for you, postpartum or not. And I hope to see you back here for our next workout together.